All right, boys, what's going on? What's up? Bookie, Hamza, Gravish, Nils, Dhruv, Christian, Optimus, everyone in here today. Very fun day to start the day, not so much fun after the Fed. I did not expect them to go the price action to act like that, especially after how much we're down already for the year. Like, look at this is SPY, guys. We're straight down in a line, but we have to take some positives out of this as well. I mean, we did take out Monday and Tuesday's high today. We did close above yesterday's low. We didn't even visit yesterday's low. So looking at the overall picture here, the only problem I see, the biggest problem I see is we closed underneath the 200-day moving average on SPY. 200-day moving average is at 439.80. So right now it's just forming a bear flag. If we wanted to rally very strong, we should have closed above the 200-day today. What's up, Andrew? But again, last time we had the Fed, we absolutely ripped in a straight line up for the rest of the day after the Fed, and then the next day was a fat gap down and it caught everyone with their pants down. So this time, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm saying be positive. I mean, there's no reason to panic yet until we take out yesterday's low, and we even have Monday's low that's way lower. Monday's low is at 420.95. No, it's lower than that. 420.60. No, 420.78. 420.78 is a must hold level on SPY now. If we lose that, then we're going into multi-month consolidation and we might go much lower. Other than that, I mean, you guys seen what happened live with the Fed. Some of the stuff he said was bullish. Some of the stuff he said was very bearish. And just overall, he looked very shaken and lost. So I didn't really like that Fed meeting. What's up, Tonka? What's up, other Andrew? What's up, Gurvinder? I Again, he said some very bullish stuff. He said some bearish stuff. Sometimes he said, so what we need to watch, like I said, going into the meeting, the rate hikes are a given. He's gonna hike the rates no matter what because inflation is getting too bad. The thing we needed to watch was the amount of rate hikes and the balance sheet runoff. I'll make a YouTube video on this tonight about the balance sheet runoff, why it's more important, but I'll give it to you guys first. Basically, what that means is their balance sheet is almost 9 trillion. So the Federal Reserve owes 9 trillion dollars. They have to bring that down. So if they need to emergency like buy stocks or equities, they'll have the funds to actually do that because right now their balance sheet is the highest in history and they need and basically how you get that off is they stop buying stuff, also they start selling stuff or letting securities expire, and they don't usually let stuff expire. So that's the most bearish case scenario is if they do the balance sheet runoff. Other than that, I mean, the tapering is just means they're buying less. What's up, Corbletto? I hope you guys had a good day anyways. We crushed scalps all morning. I hope you guys preserved some of those gains. I mean, we went like four for four, 5 for 5 on trades before that whole Fed disaster. The only reason I'm not like super excited is because I haven't looked at my equity accounts yet, and I was expecting a much better statement from the Fed. I thought they would have known what to say. But again, like I said, guys, we are in a very clear downtrend right now. And on downtrends, all you get is bounces to the 8-day moving average. So you guys see here, big dump off for 6 days straight. We bounced. We rejected the 8-day, down more. Bounce. Now today, we rejected the 8-day on QQQ. 357.43 is the 8-day moving average. We rejected at 356.88. So can get rid of this. All you have to do is watch for the 8-day. What we need to do to change these trends around, we need to break through the 8-day moving average and we need to start putting in higher lows. So if this is the low, which it looks like it is right now, like it's going to take a lot of bad news to break this low. But what the bulls want to see here is they want to see a new higher low, higher high, higher low again, and then slowly change the trend and back in the favor of the bulls. So that's what you want to see if you're bullish on this market. Other than that, right now we're just forming bear flags on everything. Where do we stop? Nobody knows. But until we break the 8-day moving average and start changing the daily trend back in the favor of the bulls, this is going to be a put market again. It's still sell the rip until. But again, they take time to process these kinds of things. What's up, J-Dub? Thank you, bro. I appreciate all of you, for real. But until they start changing the trends on these things, we're in nothing but a downtrend with bear flags. So big downtrend, bear flag, and now do we break these lows? Or do we set a higher low compared to Monday? Monday's lows on everything should be marked on all your screens, guys. These lows on Monday are super important now. And as long as we hold above there, we might set a higher low and higher high, higher low, higher high. But if we go underneath there, it's just the downturn continued, and you guys just have to keep looking for bounces up to the 8-day moving average. IWM was absolutely destroyed. We took the 198 puts for 40 cents, guys, and they went to $4.10. I sold way too early. If I held those, it was 1,000% in a day. I mean, very hard to predict this kind of move in the market. Even like some of the stuff he was saying was bullish. So let's see. Next time we'll catch it. We'll expect a bigger move, and we'll see. Overall, if you look, zoom out on the IWM chart, this thing is completely broken. There's no supports here. So all you can use for IWM is Monday's lows, like right here. 190, 123 is the absolute line in the sand on IWM. If we get under there, it's just going to flush. ES, same thing. We did hold yesterday's lows. After all that carnage, after everyone whining and complaining and scared, we held yesterday's lows. The one thing I want to see on SPY and ES is I want to see it close above the 200-day to get some momentum. I don't think a lot of people will be buying until it closes over the 200-day and until this VIX cools off here. So, what's up, Dhruv? Yeah, fundamentals strong. No, they're not. Inflation. So one thing, I'll give my personal opinion on inflation. You guys can disagree. You guys can say it's wrong. Inflation isn't even inflation. This is all supply chain. And him raising interest rates is not going to do anything except send everyone into a recession. And it's not going to affect inflation. Inflation has only to do with supply chain issues right now. So that's just my opinion. Let's see what happens. Obviously, VIX is just super strong. Remember what I told you guys? We put in a low, we put in a high, we put in a higher low, then we put in a higher high. Is this the low now? Remember we were looking for a higher low on the VIX. Is this the low? If this is the low and VIX continues up tomorrow, that's just putting in a higher low, and then we have to look for a higher high. So more volatility, more volatility. Unless we come back down, we have to wait for a low to be put in on VIX, and then we'll know if volatility is over or if it's just going to keep going higher and higher. And right now, VIX looks like it's just setting higher lows, and it's ready to go up even more. What's up, Tonka? What's up, Danish? I will do Tesla for sure. SPX, again, same thing. We just needed over the 200-day. Looks like we rejected hard at the 8-day and the 200-day together today. So the 200-day moving average on SPX is 44.32. As long as we're under 44.32, I mean, we don't hold 44.32. This is a bear market. And we'll move on from there. Tomorrow is very important because usually, remember, the first day even, sometimes they reverse it completely. Here's NVIDIA. So we'll go over some trades we hit today. Obviously, we hit the IWM a few times. We could have hit it much better at the end of the day there, but stuff happens. NVIDIA, we took these 240s at open, near open, for $5.95. And these went up to over, I think they hit 1090 or 11. So we almost had 100% on NVIDIA all day. I was selling like crazy, guys. I took 30 contracts. I sold 10 at 7, I sold 10 at 9, and I held like 5. I sold more at 10 something, and I held like 5. But the reason I was taking off, even though it was looking so bullish, we put in a low, we put in a higher low, high, higher high. The reason I was taking so many profits is just because of the Fed, guys. Like we told you so many times, it's unpredictable. Anything can happen. And that's why I was taking profits so quickly in NVIDIA. Sava, we have a key resistance at 40.92. So previous huge support here at $40.92, 41. Right now we were banging on the bottom. We did cross over it, but we closed underneath it. Let's see if we still need CEO news from this guy. There's so many shorts in this stock. If the CEO comes out and says something positive, I mean, this thing's gonna rip. It's gonna short squeeze. So keep an eye on Sava. I'm already in equity. Tesla, we nailed it 2 times yesterday. I think we nailed it once today. It was too perfect. Like, so I have, when I'm watching these charts, I'm watching NQ. Whoops. I'm watching the NASDAQ futures here. I had one key support at 13,400. It was the regular trading hours. I seen a lot of bids there from yesterday. And what I seen intraday on NQ was it came back down and it was testing my support right here. So what that told me is, instead of just buying NASDAQ futures, let me buy some Tesla. They have earnings after hours. Maybe they'll run, right? So around 10:50, they double bottom Tesla right here. This is where we entered Tesla at 5. And again, I told you we were holding strong at that support of mine. Plus VWAP got retaken right away. So they held the support, zoomed it right back over VWAP. That was my cue to enter Tesla right here. Those calls went like they went up a lot. I don't know exactly what they went up to, but I was scaling out quick. My last sell was at 7. Obviously, I knew Tesla can rip. Yesterday, I did the exact same thing. Look at the tear it went on. But my whole play was get as much profits as I can before J Pow. Why am I going to hold through J Pow? And I was just scaling out quick. Like in these binary kind of events, you never know what's going to happen, guys. So when you have profits, take them. I know other members a lot of the time they hold longer than me. They get a killer trade. I say, "Oh, good job," this and that. The reason I'm getting out is because of uncertainty. If I see a trend that keeps going, I mean, I'll stay in for a while. I want to take my profits quick and make my position free as quick as possible. Especially on Fed days, especially when there's earnings after hours, especially in this kind of volatility. So that's just how I've been playing recently. So Amazon, we took the 3,000 calls right near when the Fed was talking because he said something very bullish. He said he doesn't know about the balance sheet runoff. He said we have to adjust. We have to see what happens and adjust, right? So basically we took some 3,000 calls that were cheap. I mean, it was worth a shot. The biggest reason I joined Bookie on this trade here was this weekly. So I've been using these Bollinger Bands a lot. And if you guys look at these Bollinger Bands, basically what it is this middle line here. Me and Vlad were charting for a long time. He taught me a lot about these Bollinger Bands. Thank you, Vladdy. I'm just trying them out. I haven't used them in the past. As you guys know, my charts are usually pretty clean. Like I don't use much of these, too many indicators, just mostly moving averages and volume. But this middle band here is the reversion, is the mean. So this is the mean price right here in the middle band. When it gets to the top, it usually reverts to the mean. Obviously, I don't use it on weekly very much, but so when you guys see, when it comes to the bottom and it comes out of the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, usually it reverts to the mean, right? As you guys see there, as you guys see here, you guys see here, it came completely out after earnings and then it took 2 days to get back in. Right now on the daily, Amazon is whatever. If you look at the weekly Bollinger Bands on Amazon, this is the first time in history. I scrolled out on this chart so much before I entered the book. Look at this. It's never closed a weekly candle outside of the Bollinger Bands. And right now we are completely outside it. From the high of the week to the low of the week, we're completely suspended outside the Bollinger Bands. So what I'm expecting by Friday is at least close the week inside the Bollinger Bands, which is 29.37. That's the lower end of the Bollinger Bands. And this is one of the reasons I think that we might actually go up tomorrow. So it's not like the market's going to pull back and Amazon's going to go straight up, right? Amazon is the market. These big tech are the market. They're not going to go up without the market. So what I'm thinking here is they have to get Amazon to at least 29.37 or else we close completely outside the Bollinger Bands, which has never happened in history of Amazon. So why wouldn't I take that risk, right? So that's why I'm in Amazon calls right now. We'll see tomorrow. I may look dumb. I may lose money on it, but we'll see. Honestly, a lot of these names have been completely destroyed. We got Apple earnings on Thursday. That's going to boost the market most likely. I mean, Microsoft crushed it. Yeah, Turkey, I don't ever use them either, but one night me and Vlad, we went on a call and we were just charting for like 2 hours and he was telling me this. So I started looking into it and I seen some similarities. Like you're seeing Apple on the weekly here. Every time it would have been so clear to us that it wasn't going to close outside this Bollinger Band on the weekly, right? So we could have taken puts. Same thing. Anytime the weekly gets too upside, it pulls back. Anytime it gets too downside, obviously Apple doesn't have one. But even like Apple has earnings on Thursday, Microsoft crushed their earnings yesterday. So why wouldn't Apple? Even if Apple was going to report bad numbers, I think they seen Microsoft's numbers and they probably said, they're probably like, oh, we got to boost these numbers somehow, right? So they're not going to be left behind. I think Apple will probably crush earnings. We got Tesla tonight. We got LRCX tonight. If LRCX beats, then all chips should fly. SE is just getting beaten the hell up. We're not even going to look at that chart right now. My equity is getting beat up as well, waiting to add. LRCX, so let's see what they say on earnings. What LRCX says on, of course, okay. So LRCX is down about 8% after hours. That is definitely not good. Let's see. I have to look into if there's a conference call or not. But if LRCX does reverse and go back up like Microsoft did, then all chips should bounce up tomorrow. For right now though, that's not a good sign for chips. Let's see. I don't know when Tesla earnings are, but we can take a look at that one as well. Looks like they dumped it 6% and now they're kind of recovering it. Okay. So pretty much flat on Tesla if we get a little rip there. Let's see how we open tomorrow. We'll know later on after the conference calls, because the conference call is usually where they go over guidance. Jumia, we cut it off the bottom of this base here. The calls were up for a long time, and then all of a sudden they broke it down after Powell and just dumped it. Let's see if we can get a move on this one as well. Again, the daily is looking like this. We're trying to catch a bottom here, but we have to see tomorrow's action, guys. I can't tell you how the market will react tomorrow. There's no way for me to tell you, because the last time we ripped right into close after Fed, and afterwards the next day we gapped down and screwed everyone in calls. So looks like LC's down as well. I have to look into their earnings, but I might be looking to add a few shares here if they have good earnings. Let's see. So basically everything's based on tomorrow, guys. I can't really give you a clear direction of the market yet. Sometimes people take time to process the information that Powell just put out. They're going to read their script again. They're going to decide whether they want in the market or out the market. And tomorrow should be a good indication of where we're going in the following months. So I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you guys didn't go too heavy into the Fed like we warned you all day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Let's see where this market wants to go next.